What's up, guys? Coming back. We got this Harbor Freight $99 slide hammer puller set. Kind of working on our 0700 element here. We got a bad wheel bearing, and we've already torn into this a little bit. Took the brake caliper loose, brake rotor off, obviously wheel off. Probably can't hear that. It's really not that loud. I'm at the point where it's either this one, the left side, or both of the back ones. I don't really know. But I was just looking at my jacking situation here. May not be the safest in the world. Anyway, let's open this up and see. Oh yeah, did I open it upside down? Maybe not. It's not terrible looking. I actually kind of like that. It's nice and greasy. That's nice. Probably used in return a few times, you know. Let's see which one of these will or won't fit here. Oh, wouldn't you know? First try. First try, or they both fit? No, they both fit. I like this one. It was my first try. Guess we'll throw some lug nuts on this bad boy. Looks like they might be too short just right. No, they might work. A little taparoo. Alright, good enough. See, this thread's into here supposedly. Get in there. Oh yeah. Get in there real deep like. It could be a little thicker. Maybe not. To switch arms here. Means I'm gonna have to move y'all over here. Oh, my bushing fell. My little speaker that I use to hold you guys up. I'm not gonna lie, this thing's on here a lot more than I thought it was gonna be. There she is. Well, there's more grease than I thought that would be in there. What the fuck was that noise? All the bearings are in there. Well, that's not a good sign. Well, no lie, this started as a bearing replace video, which on these elements, if you've ever done one or looked into doing one, they're not a whole lot of fun, but got it apart here. This is the inner race. You can actually take these out if you're careful. And there's no scarring on this. There's a little bit of heat in it, but it looks suspiciously nice. Now, if you're extra careful, you can get your seal out. Anyway, what I did find, so none of the bearings are actually damaged. None of the plastic retainers are broken. There's no heat in there. But the little bit of grease that was in here was really hard. So I think what I'm going to do is actually repack a sealed bearing. And because this is my car, not a customer's car, sand in it. You know what I'm saying? No, actually that's not a seal, that's just a dust cap. The seal's still inside in this back part right here. Can't quite see it. Yeah. But, yep, that was a little, you know, I couldn't figure out if it was this side or the other side or both or what. And after seeing inside here, I'm not completely convinced this is my problem. So I'm going to pack that and drive it and see what happens. Well, big shot. Ran into an issue. Got it all. Well, that little, that thin ring that I picked up that I told you it was like a dust shield. Yeah, it turns out that was the encoder magnet for the ABS sensor that when I knocked that inner race out, it knocked that out with it. I was like, no big deal. I'll go ahead and press it back on to that inner race. And then I'll just put it back in there and it'll be fine. Well, it doesn't really work like that. You probably can't see. Nope, not with the brake line in the way. But, yeah, this isn't going to work. So I was like, you know, I'll just take the ABS sensor out and make this super easy. Yeah. And that thing is just welded in there. I can't even wiggle it out. So, yeah, looks like your boy's going to be replacing a bearing and an ABS sensor. I wonder where that wire goes. Oh, she keeps going. Oh, probably goes on top of the gas tank or something even more ignorant because it's an element. Yeah, this is a whole lot of fun. So in the back of this, you're gonna have, looks like 2 bolts, 2 nuts, and a big guy that holds your, just your brake backing plate on. So that comes off and you can let that dangle down hither. And then you got to take this bolt out, the 12 mil. It's up in there, and that almost broke off. I'm lucky that didn't. Actually, I don't really care anyway. That is just a rusty mess. So now the idea is, this is actually your bearing that you buy and you replace. And all the bolts are out of it. But the problem is actually, there's something right. Maybe that's just a bolt hole. Anyway, the problem is, these don't, once you unbolt them, these don't come out. It takes life, limb, liberty, happiness, anything, any word that you can throw at it to get that out, it ain't coming out. So, I do have a brand new air hammer that I just bought. I wasn't planning on using it on this, but I might just. So yeah, I think I'm just going to start with spraying some shit on it. Some of that good. And just going to pound town with her. You know what I'm saying? Little 1/4 pound sledge. Well, there went the spacer again. Looks like we got a gap in there. Wish we had a gap on the bottom. So I might drive a wedge in there, see, be black. But yeah, you can see I have banged that thing 15 degrees out around, so no matter what, she's in a wheel bearing now. Whether it needed it or not. And there it is with the broken off part of my ABS sensor. So I get to drill that out and have that fun. Yay! Well, I guess the quickest way to remove that removed. Alright, I got that sensor hole all drilled out. And I could drill that out. Could, but I won't, because Honda Bond is just as good of a bolt. So, you know, I'm complaining about this and stuff, and if you watch other YouTube videos, apparently these are nightmares, but if I wasn't filming, I will say, I literally got that out in like, between taking the wheel off, minus playing with it and trying to grease it, because apparently, you know, that wasn't going to happen anyway. What I'm saying, getting that off, getting that out, getting that out, took me like 20 minutes. Going it all back in and then fishing the ABS wire out from on top of the gas tank, that's probably going to suck. I'm not going to lie. Hopefully it just stops right on the other side of that strut tower, but I'll bet you it continues. And I'll bet you I can't get one of those today. Damn. Alright. You gotta cut your old bearing race off. One of these guys is your best friend. Got the new bearing. And they bagged the shit out of that, didn't they? And of course, nobody stocks a sensor, so that'll be tomorrow. And also nobody stocks the wheel bearing tool to press this back in. So not 100% sure how I'm going to do that yet, because that bolt's seized. I haven't messed with the alignment bolt yet, but I'm sure it's seized. I don't have the special tool for these three. And then that bolt in there, it's spinning in the bushing. That's probably the only bolt that's going to come out, only because I've had that one out. So basically what I'm saying is I don't have the option to take this to a shop and put it on a press. I have to do it on the car. And nobody has the loaner tool to put it back together. And I don't really want to go and buy one because I won't probably never use it again. I am never doing this again. So even though it's only taking me 20 minutes to get it out, it's just a pain in the ass, and then dealing with broken shit. It's just getting too old for this is what I'm saying. All right, so the idea here, you're going to cut you a deep line through this. And if you get into this a little bit, that looks grooved, but it's not. It's smooth. It's not a big deal. Just, you don't obviously cut through that part, but you're going to cut you a nice deep boy in there, and then you're going to get you a chisel, put it in there and beat the shit out of it, and it'll just crack it, and it'll slide right off. Do wear glasses, wear long sleeves, because if this sends metal flying, it will go into your skin, because this is hardened steel. So I'm guessing that I overcut into this quite a bit, because I whacked it like one time and it popped right off. But it's fine. Oh yeah, I destroyed that thing. Well, anyway, you can see I destroyed that thing, but it's fine. Literally, it'll be fine. All right, now we're gonna get up and all up in there with our spinny guy and clean this stuff up a little bit. Oh yeah, just breathe it in. Breathe that in. Yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna let that simmer. All right, so I just real quick hit that with some 1200 grit, just clean it up a little bit. And then I took the old death wheel inside there a little bit. Man, that's pitted. Kind of clean the outside, and then I put some light grease on there, which everything in and around me is now covered in grease. So I just lift up a drop and, you know, rebuilt it. So let's get this guy in here. Yeah, put it in backwards, you dumbass. I was like, man, that thing really don't fit. Oh yeah, that's wow. We're either gonna have to, oh my God, clean that up some more or just full send it with the bolts. Rather not full send it with the bolts. So I don't know. I'll think about this. Yeah, I wasn't happy with the wire wheel, so I found another thing that I had. I don't even know what that is. But man, she done her. She looking real nice. I mean, it just falls in and out now. Until it doesn't. So, yep, let's get the bolt and stuff. Alright, so basically, take your bearing, put that on there, and then you take your e-brake / backing plate, that should slide on there nice. Then you're going to run all your bolts in through the back, and this is the part that I have not figured out, because that has to get pressed all the way in. And well, don't you worry, I'm going to try to find something, but I do not have the right tool to get that job done. So that's going to be interesting. I foresee that getting fucked up, that getting fucked up, spindle getting fucked up, all my tools getting fucked up, because I was too hard-headed to go get the right tool. We will see. Well, I've definitely done stupider in my day. So this is the wrong tool, but it won't fit anyway. That is definitely the wrong tool. But take a couple of those and a couple of these. I mean, you know, you just don't worry about what I got going on right here. I'll pull you up a chair and a speaker. You know, because this is either going to work or it is just definitely not going to work at all. Oh my God. Stuck in there. There we go. Well, is it right? Well, I don't know, but it's in there. Now you got your little stub axle filler. Stick it in the ass. Your little nut. Where's that socket? Because this is definitely what you want to use too. You want to use the 1/2 to 3/8 adapter and then an oil filter housing socket, because, you know, why go to your place of work and get the right tools? Yeah, that's all the preload. Well, at least that kind of stopped. She was a little tight, but not real tight. You know what I mean? She'll loosen up, maybe. Well, there you go. Put your brake rotor back on, your brake caliper back on, put your e-brake bolt back in. Now the only thing we're waiting for is our ABS sensor. Get that tomorrow, which sucks. I wish that wouldn't have broke, but it always does. So anyway, other than buying the hobo freight hammer, everything else I used is just the regular tools that anybody would have around their house, like the claw hammer. This is basically as backyard as it gets, is what I'm saying, minus the backyard, because I'm in my terrible garage. But I mean, she's done. That's just the shoes scraping inside here, because I went ahead and adjusted those up while I had that off. I might even go and beat that dent out. Probably not. Yeah, if you got a element with a rear wheel bearing going out and you just don't want to deal with this, it's really not that bad. Let's say I didn't have to go to Harbor Freight, I didn't have to go to O'Reilly's, I didn't have to video. I could have probably had it in and out and done in under an hour, you know, on my knees on the concrete. This is the 2-wheel drive, so you don't have the axle to mess with, but literally you take this bolt out, swing it down, and that axle is no longer a problem. It's 1 bolt difference. So, yeah boy, get her done. Guess I do need to add, cost-wise, it's quite a bit of labor involved in this to pay to have it done. The bearing itself was like $64 after tax. Plus this was $99 from Harbor Freight, but if somehow you already had this, which you probably won't, you can literally get this done for 65 bucks. Well, that's another 65 bucks. So don't break that. And then that's a $65 job. Man, really hope that was the one. It looks terrible. Obviously, I put the nasty grease in there, but the grease that was in there looked pretty damn good. So I'm a little skeptical. Plus, that still got some shiny in there, too. This makes me a little skeptical. But I guess if I got another 140 bucks, I can do the other side. Because I can guarantee... Oh, I actually already know that one's going to break because I peeked over there and the 10 millimeter that holds the ABS in was already broke off. Nice. 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 Appreciate you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe. I have some more redneck videos coming at you soon enough. What's up, guys? I didn't want to leave you hanging. So we got our Napa brand. I never destroyed that box. Hopefully this is right. Connector's the right color at least. Oh look, it's got the plastic thing on it. That's crazy. Funny being that I can't even use that because I have the camber arm on there. So that would just get zip tied anyway. Yeah, these things are like 10 bucks on Amazon, which is normally where I would do my shopping, but you know, when you're in a hurry and you actually need something, Amazon's usually not there for you the same day. So let's get that slapped in. Alright, so come on, one hand. Stab that down into the hole, and it won't go all the way down. So, yummy. So either I didn't drill a hole enough, or this is just too thick, and where those casting lines are, I might even sand those off, and then can't really do a whole lot with a hole because I don't want to screw up the magnet down there. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, just took some 80 grit and a file to that. It's fine. Stab her back down into the hole. Alright, get in there. Press her in real good. Sure she's all the way in there. Then you want to take your bolt, your new bolt that you got, and well, I guess this bolt's empty. Well, that's not a very good bolt. It's empty. We need to find a new bolt. Alright, this bolt will work a little better. You know what I'm saying? Bolted. She is restored. Alright, we got all that plugged in. Plumb back up underneath there, plugged in. And I noticed something cool. I have adjustable camber on the fly. Look at that, boys and girls. I feel like I'm missing a couple of jam nuts. It's fine. I guess I might as well show you this while we're in here. Look at this guy. Look at this thick boy right here. That's that 498. Yeah. Isn't that nice? Never even used it yet. That's why all that worked out so well, because it knew what I had. It didn't want none of that. No, it didn't want none of that. Alright, let's see how I did now. I will admit I'm a damn good mechanic, but I am terrible at identifying wheel bearings. And I had 2-3 of my mechanic buddies ride with me. I didn't tell them which ones I thought it was, but they all guessed the same one. So, see if we had any luck. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Still have a noise. I think what happened is I got pretty much worse luck you can get, and I think it's both of the rears, because it's about 60% quieter, I would say. So unfortunately, looks like I'm going to be chasing the other rear, which it sucks because I already know that 10mm and that ABS sensors broke off, which means that I'm going to get stuck with another $60 sensor, another $65 bearing, and who's to say that side will even go as nice as the right side went, because that actually, I mean, I thought it went pretty smooth, but maybe somebody else would have thrown the car away for that. I don't know, I might drive it around like this for a while. We'll see. Hey, thanks for watching. Like I already said once, like, comment, subscribe. I would like to keep doing these videos and quit my job, and I could do more of these videos, even though I'm both mentally and physically disabled. I'll keep it going. Thanks for watching. Peace.